Section: Introduction. In this section, we discuss multimodal large language models, MLLMs, and their ability to perform visual understanding tasks within an autoregressive framework. A true MLLM should not only comprehend images but also generate them, which is essential for interacting with the world. Typically, MLLMs for visual understanding consist of three parts: a semantic visual encoder, a large language model, LLM, and a vision-to-language adapter. For instance, LLAVA effectively aligns visual features to an LLM's latent space using a small number of image-text pairs and a simple linear adapter. However, visual generation representation is still a challenge, with several important design choices to consider. We explore the idea of using shared representations for both visual understanding and generation, as separate representations can complicate tasks and hinder unified reasoning. By using a shared representation, we ensure that understanding and generation complement each other within a single latent space. We also address the choice between continuous and discrete features. Continuous features are rich in information and work well for understanding but require different objectives for generation, which can complicate scaling. Discrete tokens align better with LLMs but can suffer from quantization errors. We propose a shared discrete representation to simplify the modeling process and improve scalability. Additionally, we consider pixel-level versus semantic representations. While pixel-level tokens provide detailed information, they are hard to align with LLMs. Semantic representations capture high-level concepts but may lose image details. We aim to extend the use of semantic representations to visual generation, which can speed up convergence and simplify the integration of understanding and generation. Our approach introduces a text-aligned tokenizer, TATOK, that converts images into discrete tokens using a codebook aligned with an LLM's vocabulary. This allows for seamless input and output across modalities and supports advanced multimodal reasoning. We also implement scale-adaptive pooling and decoding, which adjusts token lengths for different tasks, balancing efficiency and detail. For decoding, we utilize two types of generative detokenizers: a fast autoregressive model for discrete tokens and a diffusion-based model for continuous tokens. This combination offers a flexible balance between speed and visual quality. Beyond standard tasks, we enhance modality fusion with new pre-training tasks, improving both visual understanding and generation. In summary, we propose a text-aligned tokenizer that integrates visual understanding and generation in a shared semantic space, eliminating the need for modality-specific designs. Our methods provide flexible control over visual detail and leverage advanced pre-training schemes to achieve strong performance across various benchmarks. Section Summary. In this section, we introduce a text-aligned tokenizer that unifies visual understanding and generation within a shared semantic, discrete space, eliminating the need for modality-specific designs. We also present scale-adaptive pooling and decoding for flexible control over visual detail, alongside generative detokenizers that leverage autoregressive and diffusion models to enhance image generation from discrete semantic tokens. Section: Method. In this section, we introduce the text-aligned tokenizer, TATOK, which transforms images into text-aligned, scale-adaptive tokens. We also present generative detokenizers that utilize advanced generative models, like autoregressive and diffusion models, to create high-quality images from our text-aligned visual conditions. Building on TATOK and the detokenizers, we develop a unified multimodal language model, MLLM, using a straightforward next token prediction method. The overall structure is illustrated in a figure. The TATOK is crafted to align visual representations with the latent space of a language model. We will explain the fundamental concept and architecture of TATOK, which is also depicted in a figure. Vector quantization, VQ, is a method that converts continuous representations into a limited set of tokens, simplifying high-dimensional vectors into quantized forms. For a continuous input vector derived from an image, our goal is to find the nearest vector in a codebook. In traditional VQ, codebooks are often initialized randomly. To better align visual and textual tokens, we initialize the VQ codebook using token embeddings from a pre-trained language model and a projection matrix. The codebook is defined in a way that ensures each entry corresponds to a projected version of a language model token embedding. This design helps to semantically align visual tokens with textual ones, creating a unified representation across different modalities. Since language model vocabularies can be very large, we select the most representative embeddings to ensure broad semantic coverage while minimizing redundancy. We also recognize that different tasks require varying levels of visual detail. For instance, understanding and editing tasks may need finer details, while generation tasks might work better with coarser representations. To address this, we introduce scale adaptive pooling, SAP, and decoding, SAD, to extract features at multiple levels of granularity. By applying SAP with different scale factors, we can adjust the visual details based on the specific task or computational resources available. During decoding, we resize positional embeddings to match the input scale, allowing effective processing of multi-scale features. The architecture of TATOC includes a SIG-LIP2 encoder, SAP, a text-aligned codebook, SAD, and a SIG-LIP2 teacher model. SAP is implemented through adaptive pooling, while SAD employs a lightweight vision transformer, VIT, decoder. We train TATOC using a combination of reconstruction loss, which encourages alignment between decoded features and the teacher model's output, and codebook losses that ensure quantized features are close to codebook entries. We keep the language model token embeddings frozen and only train the projection matrix. During training, we optimize the SIG-LIP2 encoder, SAP, and SAD together, while the SIG-LIP2 teacher remains unchanged. Section Summary. In this section, we propose the text-aligned tokenizer, TATOC, to convert images into text-aligned tokens and introduce generative detokenizers for high-quality image decoding. We also outline the architecture and training objectives, emphasizing the alignment of visual and textual representations through a specialized codebook and the use of scale adaptive pooling for task-specific feature extraction. Section: Generative Detokenizer. In this section, we introduce the generative detokenizer. Since TATOC only produces semantic tokens and cannot generate images, we developed a generative detokenizer to create high-quality images from its outputs. We present two variants, the autoregressive detokenizer, ARDTOC, and the diffusion detokenizer, DIFF-DTOC, which align with two main approaches in image generation. For the autoregressive detokenizer, we treat image decoding as a task where we generate each image token one at a time. We denote the parameters of ARDTOC as theta AR, and the image tokens from a VQ-VAE encoder as a sequence of tokens. The ARDTOC predicts each token based on the semantic visual tokens from TATOC and the previously generated tokens. In the case of the diffusion detokenizer, we use the quantized tokens as input for a diffusion model through cross-attention, similar to how text is used in traditional diffusion models. We define the diffusion model with parameters theta diff, which refines a noisy latent token to predict the original clean version. We adapt a pre-trained diffusion model by replacing its text conditions with visual tokens from TATOC, allowing for high-quality image synthesis with minimal adjustments. We find that ARDTOC and DIFF-DTOC have complementary advantages. ARDTOC works well with our discrete conditions and allows for faster inference due to its sequential nature. On the other hand, DIFF-DTOC utilizes powerful pre-trained models, making it adaptable to new conditions, although it is more computationally intensive during inference. It requires less training data and performs competitively, especially in generating complex scenes or high-fidelity images. Next, we propose a unified multimodal language model, MLLM, called TAR, which integrates TATOC and the generative detokenizers. This model simplifies the autoregressive objective and removes the need for specific designs for different modalities. We represent both text and images as discrete tokens in a shared vocabulary by expanding the text embedding matrix with a visual token set. Instead of initializing the visual tokens randomly, we use our text-aligned codebook as the visual embeddings, ensuring they share the same dimensionality and eliminating the need for additional alignment. For training, we use standard cross-entropy loss over a mixed sequence of text and visual tokens. During inference, TAR can accept tokens from both modalities or generate them. For visual understanding, we input visual tokens and text prompts to generate text tokens for tasks like image captioning. For visual generation, we provide a text prompt and generate a sequence of visual tokens, which we then decode into an image. Our training data includes image, text, and multimodal datasets, focusing on high-quality data for image generation. We generate detailed captions for images and create synthetic images based on user prompts and captions, resulting in a dataset of 23 million high-quality text-image pairs. We train TALK on a large set of images to balance visual understanding and generation. For ARD Talk, we start from scratch and fine-tune it using aesthetic images. For DiffD Talk, we initialize from a pre-trained model, allowing us to fine-tune it directly on the synthetic dataset. Our LLM is trained on a diverse mix of tasks, including image-to-text, text-to-image, and text-only tasks. We also introduce additional task types to enhance multimodal integration, which helps improve alignment between understanding and generation. For supervised fine-tuning, we use instruction tuning datasets for visual understanding and filter high-quality subsets for visual generation. We also collect human-preferred examples to enhance our model's performance. For more details on the training datasets, we refer to the appendix. Section Summary. In this section, we introduce the generative detokenizer, which includes two models, autoregressive, ARD Talk, and diffusion, DiffD Talk, to decode high-quality images from semantic tokens produced by TA Talk. We also propose a unified multimodal language model, TAR, that processes both text and images as discrete tokens, enabling efficient training and inference for various visual understanding and generation tasks. Section: Experiment Details. In this section, we describe our experimental setup and results. For TALK, we utilize a specific visual encoder and a 3-layer vision transformer as the decoder. We select a large number of tokens from Qwen 2.5 to use as embeddings in our TA codebook. An image sized 384 by 384 pixels is encoded into a varying number of tokens based on different scales. For ARD Talk, we implement the llama architecture and train the autoregressive model from the ground up, while the discrete VAE for image decoding is pre-trained. In DiffD Talk, we fine-tune specific layers of a pre-trained model. For MLLM, we use Qwen 2.5 Instruct as our main LLM, fully fine-tuning it during both pre-training and fine-tuning stages. During training, we randomly select a scale, and for inference, we default to a scale of 1 unless stated otherwise. Our main results show that the TAR model exhibits strong visual understanding across various benchmarks. Our 1.5 billion parameter model outperforms most other models of similar size, and our 7 billion parameter model matches the performance of a leading model that uses continuous visual tokens. This indicates that our unified modeling framework, which relies on fully discrete tokens and strong text-aligned representations, can compete with and even exceed specialized models in visual understanding. In terms of visual generation, our TAR model performs exceptionally well on both GenEval and DPG bench, achieving high scores that surpass all unified models. To enhance TAR's multimodal reasoning, we introduce a self-reflect strategy that allows the model to evaluate image prompt alignment based on its visual understanding, leading to improved performance. We visualize the image generation results in the figures provided. We also compare our text-aligned representation, TALK, with other visual representations for unified visual understanding and generation. We consider several recent methods, including VQVAE, which uses a full pixel-level representation, and Janus, which employs separate encoders for understanding and generation. Our implementation of a hybrid model combines both pixel and semantic representations. For our controlled experiments, we sample subsets of our training data and ensure all models are trained under the same conditions. Our findings indicate that TaToC excels in visual generation, achieving the highest performance across all data scales. While hybrid starts strong, it does not scale well with more data. We observe that TaToC generates high-quality images, whereas models relying on pixel representations struggle with detail, suggesting that semantic representation is more effective for LLM-based image generation. In visual understanding tasks, Janus slightly outperforms TaToC due to its continuous semantic encoder, but TaToC closely follows. The hybrid model, despite its joint training, performs similarly to VQVAE, failing to meet expectations due to its bias towards pixel representation. Overall, TaToC strikes the best balance between visual generation and understanding, outperforming other methods in both areas. We also conduct ablation experiments to assess our key designs. One advantage of TaToC is that its learned codebook can be directly used to initialize LLM embeddings, leading to better performance compared to random initialization. While a common approach involves a separate alignment stage with additional training data, we find that our method is more efficient and effective. Our generative detokenizer shows strong performance across different resolutions, with a specific resolution offering the best balance of quality and efficiency. We note that visual quality can vary between detokenizers, even if their scores are similar. Our scale adaptive pooling design allows for the production of multi-granularity visual tokens. We find that visual understanding tasks require more tokens to capture details, but adding more tokens does not significantly enhance image generation performance. Finally, we demonstrate that using a shared visual representation can benefit both visual understanding and generation tasks. Our results show that joint training with a shared representation leads to improvements in generation performance, highlighting the mutual benefits of these tasks.